You know, really, this is the only place where this could happen, bringing the academic and teaching mission and the public and our society together. So I welcome to our stage Mark Booth and James Turrell.
When you were doing this, there weren't too many people doing the kind of work you were doing, I don't think, were there?
No, Robert Irwin was still painting, but his painting was moving into the same arena where he brought the painting out from the wall and then used the shadows of this painting to dissolve it into the wall so that what was physically there was dissolved and had its light aspect predominant. So in some ways, we kind of came from opposite sides. He would dematerialize physical objects into their light qualities, and I would like to materialize light into its physical quality. And so we even did work together a while for this art and technology show in '68. That's when it started anyway. It was to be shown in '70. And worked with Edward Wirtz, and he was, Ed Wirtz was with the Garrett Air Research. He was a physiological psychologist, and we worked together with him and did a lot of sort of amazing work. First of all, they had to teach the astronauts to slow down their heart rate because the early rockets had a very quick acceleration, because we started out essentially with the V2, which became the Redstone rocket. And so these things actually left the gantry at a very high rate. Today you see these things just lumber off very slowly. But at that time, they were worried about keeping these guys alive. And so we started off with getting them to be able to relax and slow down by doing alpha conditioning and getting them into meditative state or alpha state. And then the heart muscle we all think to be just an involuntary muscle, but actually it's possible to learn to control the heart. We don't, for instance, you don't know how you do this, but you know when you're doing it and when you're not doing it, which is all you need to know. There isn't any sort of intellectual thing about how this finger is really controlled. The same is true with the heart. So we then did biofeedback with the heart muscle to help them. First of all, they would have to relax, so as they went to the gantry, they were not high anxiety, and then you release adrenaline into the body, and that actually increases your heart rate. So we had to get them to relax, and so they could go in, and that's why they were just the coolest people ever, because they were. They literally were. These guys actually meditated and learned. Well, they had a high alpha state, and you can call that whatever you want. That's what you exhibit in meditation after you've learned it well. And then they actually had learned to slow down their heart rate as well, so that they could survive these. For both the Gemini and Mercury and Gemini programs were a little bit difficult with that. Then later with the Atlas V, it came off much more slowly. So we worked with him to do that. And so here are two artists working. Of course, I did take psychology, perceptual psychology, and then this man David Nolis also worked with us. Now, he was from Harvard, and that's the Harvard department that brought you Baba Ramdas, Timothy Leary, and one that nobody remembers, David Nolis. But David Nolis worked on the space program and was worked with Edward Wirtz, was really one of the brilliant people to help with that, with their training. So this is a very interesting crew. And
what an amazing crew.